Are the Seahawks better now than they were to end the 2022 season? Very simple question with potentially a complicated answer because the truth is right now we don't know. We're just talking about on paper. Right now, are the Seahawks better, in theory, than they were to end last year? What makes them, at least on paper, better before we settle on whether they're definitively better? What's improved?
What's improved is that you have young talent that you know you're going to see on the football field. You know Njigba's going to be out there. You know Witherspoon is going to be out there. So I look at that secondary and I go, you might have just found a lockdown corner. I look at the offense. You might have just found, finally, your number 3 receiver. I looked at the depth chart from last year, this year, but last season, the 1st of January, the number 3 receiver they have listed is Laquan Treadwell. Now, no disrespect to Laquan, but there's a reason why Njigba was drafted where he was drafted. So I look at the youth that is here. I look at the pickups that they have. You bring back Bobby Wagner, and I go, they should be better, right? They should be better. So then I look at the roster from last year, and the first place I go is that defensive line. You got Shelby Harris. Shelby had a good year. Not bad. But I'm looking at what Dre Jones can do, and I look at his activity and how young he is. I'm feeling, okay, that is an upgrade. Poona Ford, nose tackle. Big ups to Poona. Where's he going? To the
Bills.
Jets? To the Bills. Chasing a ring. You go get that ring, all right? But then I look at Cam Young, and I go, he's bigger, he's stronger, he's younger, he's cheaper. I like that. Then you go to Quentin Jefferson, who they have at the right DM. And then I look at who is Jay Reed is going to be over there. And I go, he's been there. He's done that. His track record, his resume looks a lot better than Quentin Jefferson. Love Quentin, one of my favorite guys too, though. But just personnel alone on that defensive line, I will take the 3 that the Hawks have right now. And to me, that's the whole focus of this team should be how much better can you get in the box? Then you have Jordan Brooks, who obviously is gone. He's replaced by Bobby Wagner. Heck of a replacement. Cody Barton is gone. He's with the Commanders. He was replaced by Devin Bush. Didn't work out with the Pittsburgh Steelers, but physically he's a better linebacker than Cody Barton. So I just named, 5, 6 spots right now to where I'm like, every spot in that box, I feel like the Hawks have gotten better.
Where do the question marks remain?
Question marks remain.
I think depth along the defensive line.
Yeah, it's depth, and then are the young guys going to perform? You know, like you can – it looks good on paper. Devin Witherspoon looks like he can play in this league, and Njigba does. Cam Young does, but you don't know until you know. I mean, we've seen stints where Cody Barton looked good as a rookie, then he disappears. Then he comes back in. He struggles a little bit. We saw stints where Shaquem, is that the linebacker out of the Twins, Shaquem Griffin? Yeah, we've seen stints where he looks really good, and then he's been overpowered, you know? So it's always hard to depend on young guys, and Dave Wyman will say this as many chances as he gets. You don't want to depend on a young guy. You want them to contribute. But I just named some young guys that I'm like, all right, we need them to step up, and we're going to depend on them.
Well, that's what I look at specifically when it comes to the defense and the defensive line is you are depending on, yes, Tariq Woolen was great. I'm starting with the corners, even though I said defensive line. You're depending on a second-year player and a first-year player to be your 2 lockdown corners. You are depending on a player who's coming off of a torn quad to be your starting safety. You are depending on a player who is a rookie to offer depth at nose tackle. You are depending on a player who is returning, 2 players who are in their one for his first year with you and one in a return second stint with you on bulking up your defensive line. Like there are a lot of question marks even with the talent that you've added.
Right.
I don't think I look at this team and think, oh, Super Bowl, done, easy, complete picture. It's already in front of me. I look at it and I say, there's a lot of pieces that I'm excited about, though there are still questions that are unanswered. Like I am excited about the defense to see what it looks like. I'm not necessarily predicting it's going to be a top 5 defense or a top 10 defense.
No,
I think it can be. I think it can be improved, especially against the pass. I have questions against the run. And the thing is, teams are going to know that. Teams are going to come out running all over Seattle. It doesn't matter if it's a pass-heavy league. They're going to run the ball because they know they can. Until Seattle stops them, they will continue to do that.